Welcome back to Titanium Hanger. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with another video. This time I want to talk to you about the Magic Square, MSO1 Light of Freedom, and their Optimus Prime. Now, this is a company, Magic Square is a company that makes the Legends size G1 figures. And I hear they do pretty good, but I have never bought any of those. So, I just really didn't know the quality of this thing. And so I'm going to tell you the positives and negatives, the pluses and minuses, what I do like, what I don't like. So let's get right into it. So Magic Square's first masterpiece attempt right out the gate, and I think it's a good figure. It's not great. It's not perfect. There's things I would like to change about it. But to tell you the truth is, as a prime option for a $100 range, it's amazing. Considering that really a lot of people are going to be justifying that this is better than MP44, which it's not going to be better than MP44. MP44 is going to blow us out of the water. But for a third or a quarter of the price, it's probably a decent option if you don't already have an MP10. If you have an MP10, you know, you might be happy with that and keep it. But talking about this thing specifically, the pluses, it has an extreme amount of articulation. And then the way they did the articulation, like in this joint here, you can fold that, if you can see that. This folds, and you have the double hinge, and one of the hinges is hidden so well, it's amazing. Also, you can pull this in and out to get extreme, which you kind of could with MP10 also. I mean, I'm not saying that this is something that MP10 really couldn't do, but it's just so smooth and easy. And then I also like this other little piece here that they have to cover up the inner mechanism. So if you really just want it to look super clean, you can have it looking super clean. Second, I like the overall clean aspect and aesthetic to how it looks with the cartoon aspect. And it really does match the tune a lot better than an MP10. It's just clean and solid in that way. There is a little bit of paint accents, and where it's applied well. And mine doesn't have any overspray. It's just hitting right. There's a little bit of paint down here, and I don't want to see a masterpiece style figure with stickers. I don't. I mean, I'm going to put a sticker on it, an Autobot sticker on it. But aside from that, I don't really. I want to see it printed on. I do want to show you what he looks like in a display of other figures of G1 era. Just how clean he looks and how he just really fits in well. I mean, it's right on. Like, he's matching the Takara aesthetic very well. He's fitting right in. Here are his accessories, the energy axe, which actually he just holds the axe, and you slide this over his hand, which is a new way to do it. This is the helmet, which I'll show you comparison here in a second, and the battle damage aspect pieces. The blaster gun is really awesome, so let's go ahead and show that right now compared to MP10s. Now, this is the KO MP10s, so it's extra shiny. But this one was so small because it was made to fit and store, and really is a big push to store everything. Weapon storage in all modes is a big deal. I don't really care about it. Like, I have my Masterpiece Grimlock, and I don't care that it's gun and it's sword. I have to keep it in a baggie if I'm not displaying with it. Here is the head, and really the difference between these, the one that comes on it is the more prominent, looks like a baseball cap kind of thing, like more like if you're the baseball helmet kind of thing. But anyway, you see how there's no ridge, and on this one, that one has a ridge, this one does not. Let's take a look at the box. Packaging is reminiscent of G1 a little bit with the red grids line that's in there, and if it was more G1, it would have been portrait style. This shows you the accessories, and here we are with the back of it. And it does show you, if you see here, you can see through the matrix. Now I modified mine for next to nothing, and you cannot see my matrix, and I think that looks a whole lot better. No, you cannot see my matrix. No big secret, I just stuck some construction paper in there, and it's good to go. Just had to cut it down, make it fit, slide it in, super easy. Next, I want to do a comparison of Magic Square versus MP10. MP10 has longer arms and just different proportions, and I think that Magic Square is more proportionate. It fits the scale better, and I like it, the design-wise, a little bit better now. I really like the sheen of this. I don't like the flatness of that one right there. It's just kind of too flat for me. I would rather have shinier paint. But my biggest problem with the MP10 was these legs and then how all the kibble that's on it. And you can see that kibble there. That was my biggest problem with MP10. That and the fact that I already had MP01, which we're going to pull that out here to see a comparison with that one. But I had MP1 and I thought, hey, this is great. This does the job. What do I need MP09 for? Well, the scale. So MP10's scale with a 9-inch is along the lines of the way everyone's going right now. This guy is exactly the same size. I mean, it may be a millimeter taller or something. He's not that much bigger. I actually thought Magic Squares was going to be a lot bigger. But, so it's right in the scale. If you've got an MP10 and you like it, keep it. But if you don't have one, this, for $100 or so, is definitely a great option. Let's compare the back here. And I think, like you see here, the biggest difference is in the legs. From the waist down. And the upper body, aside from the arm length, is really, really similar. There's just too many similarities between the two. I know that I had one of these that was broken. This piece here on one of my MP10s in the day was broken. I don't even want to mess with it. Afraid to break it again. But I didn't break it. I fixed it. But you don't have quite the same problem. You don't have as many fiddly, easily broken pieces on the Magic Square as you do on the MP10. So that's another plus. And then, as you can see, the waist is higher, and you're going to notice that a lot different when you compare him to old MP36 Megs over here. Megs is long-legged, and that's because that's the way the cartoon aesthetic was. And we were all blown away with MP36. We're going to be blown away with MP44, I guarantee you. But Magic Square is definitely a good fill-in and a strong competitor to MP44 because of price and really good aesthetics and articulation. And he cleans up better in the bag. Here's Magic Square versus MP01. Yeah, Magic Square, he's that tall. So one of the things that I noticed about the MP01 when it came out, of course, this is 15 years ago, 16 years ago. And he had the short smokestacks just for the US, but the Japanese release actually had the long smokestacks. And I'm considering doing a video installing my long smokestacks because I got some, as rare as they are, I found some in a little shop in a big city. So anyway, this guy did a lot of things well. Like you could tell it's Optimus Prime. He's a bit panely, but his legs are clean. Like he is a lot cleaner, and I think that in his truck mode isn't very great, but he is pretty clean with very little kibble, but there's a lot of panel and stuff to it. So Magic Square definitely has the aesthetic of the cartoon so much better. Next, looking at these guns, the Magic Square gun is it's big and beefy, just like this was. So kind of like getting away from the little tiny MP10 gun era and back into a big, strong gun for the Commander. Here he is compared to G1, and there he is compared to G1. This is the reissue. If you haven't seen the G1 reissue video of mine, check it out. But it's... I talk a lot about this thing here, but you know, this is what started it all. This is what the convoy that started everything. Like I say, MP01 started it all, started all the masterpiece. This started it all. This is why people want to buy this thing. Think about that. Now, I'm not the best at posing, but here he is doing the Iron Man that everybody really judges articulation by these days. And that extreme waist tilt is really how he gets it. But, man, beat that articulation, TE, or whatever, transform element. In closing, this is an awesome figure. The few negatives I have, the people that complain about the knees, I think the knees are fine. Aesthetically, it doesn't bother me at all. I think it's just something different that looks cool. Something that you have to give up, not really giving up anything. And I think what's going to happen is that this guy's going to sell out, and then they're going to reissue him with a really great paint job and fix the few issues that it had. And that's it. So thanks for watching. Titanium Hanger out.